Mientras viajaban hacia la Mancha, nuestro buen caballero, Don Quijote de la Mancha y su escudero fiel, conversaron sobre cómo los encantos, aparentemente, los habían puesto de prisioneros.
Many grave historias of caballeros andantes have I read, but never yet have I read, seen, or heard of their carrying off caballeros encantado in this fashion. But perhaps the caballería and encantos of our day take a different course from that of those in days gone by. ¿Qué te parece de esto, Sancho hijo?
Venga acá, señor. Voy a negar que los que no comen, ni beben, ni duermen, ni hacen las obras naturales que yo digo están encantados. Pues podría negar que ellos no tienen gana que vuestra merced tiene.
Indeed, dices, Sancho. But I have already told you that there are many sorts of encantamentos. I know and feel that I am encantado. And that is enough to ease my conscience.
Sería bien y hecho y esto que te ayudáramos a la cárcel y hecho esto, probásemos otra vez la suerte de buscar más aventuras.
Yo soy contento de hacer lo que dices, Sancho. And when thou seest an opportunity for effecting my release, I will obey thee absolutely.
Ellos pararon por aquel verde y apacible sitio, cuya frescura convidaba a quererla gozar. No a las personas tan encantadas como Don Quijote, sino a los tan advertidos y discretos como su escudero, el cual rogó a la profesora que permitiese que su señor saliese por un rato de la jaula.
Yo le fío de la fuga.
Oh, and I also, as long as he gives us his word as a caballero not to leave without our consent.
I give it, and moreover, one who is encantado as I am cannot do as he likes with himself.
Mi señor protestaba que no podía dejar de fatigar el olfato. Así de allí no se desviaban.
¿Recuerda qué pasó después, señor canónigo?
I asked him if he thought all this reading of libros de caballerías had such an effect on him as to cause him to believe that he was truly encantado. Señor Hidalgo, how can there be any human understanding that would allow oneself to believe that there ever was a great multitude of famous caballeros, of monsters and gigantes and marvelous aventuras, of encantamentos of every kind, of battles and lovesick princesses, and, in a word, all that nonsense los libros de caballerías contain. Oh, come, Señor Don Quixote, have some compassion on yourself and return to the bosom of common sense.
It appears to me, Senor Hidalgo, that your discourse is intended to persuade me that there never were any caballeros andantes in the world, and that all the libros de caballería are false, lying, mischievous, and useless to the state, and that I have done wrong in reading them, and worse, in believing them, and still worse, in imitating them, when I undertook to follow the arduous profession of caballerías andante, which they set forth. For you deny that there ever were any Amadises of Gaul or of Greece, or any of the other caballeros of whom the books are full.
It is all exactly as you state.
In that case, I find that he who is out of his wits and encantado is you, as you have ventured to utter such blasphemies against a thing so universally acknowledged and accepted as true. I repeat, he who denies them must be totally wanting in reason and good sense.
Entiendo que usted admiró oír la mezcla que Don Quijote hacía de verdades y mentiras concerniente a los hechos de su andante caballería. ¿Recuerda usted qué contestó a eso?
There's no reason why I am bound to believe these historias. Nor is it reasonable that a man like your worship, endowed with such a good understanding, should allow himself to be persuaded that such strange locuras as are recorded in those absurd libros de caballerías are really true.
Calle, vuestra merced, utter not such blasphemy. Only read them, and you will see the pleasure you will derive from them. The sky seems more transparent there, and the sun shines with a strange brilliancy, and a delightful grove of green leafy trees presents itself to the eyes and charms the sight with its verdure, while the ear is soothed by the sweet, untutored melody of the countless birds of gay plumage that flit to and fro among the interlacing branches. Here he sees a brook whose limpid waters, mingled with fragments of glittering crystal and mock emeralds, make up a work of varied aspect, where art, imitating nature, seems to have outdone it. But I will not expatiate upon this any further. Whatever part of whatever Historia de Caballero Andante one reads, it will fill the reader, whoever he be, with delight, wonder. For myself, I can say that since I have been a caballero andante, I have become valiant, polite, generous, well-bred, magnanimous, courteous, dauntless, gentle, patient, and have learned to bear hardships, imprisonments, and encantos. And though it be such a short time since I have seen myself shut up in a cage like a madman, I hope to see myself king of some kingdom where I may be able to show the gratitude and generosity that dwell in my heart. Particularly this poor Sancho Panza, mi escudero, who is the best fellow in the world.
I was astonished at the methodical nonsense, if nonsense be capable of method, that Don Quixote spewed, at the way he described the adventures of the caballero of the lake, and at the impression that all the lies in these books he's read had made upon him.
¿Dónde podría ir su conversación de allí?
Nowhere, really. Don Quixote had yet another enemy to vanquish.
Oyeron el son de una trompeta, tan triste que les hizo volver los rostros hacia donde les pareció que sonaba.
I ask thee to agree to a truce for but 1 hour, for the somber note of yonder trumpet which falls on our ears seems to summon me to some new aventura.
In all the villages of the district that year, they were organizing processions, imploring God to open the hands of his mercy and send rain.
When Don Quixote saw the strange garb of the processioners, he took it into his head that this was yet another case of adventure, and that it fell to him alone to engage in it. And so saying, he brought his legs to bear on Rocinante.
It was out of our power to stop him.
Poor Don Quixote hit the ground hard.
Seeing that Don Quixote did not stir hand or foot, Sancho thought he was dead.
By this time, all of his companions had come up to where he lay.
And the squire flung himself onto his master's body.
They raced over him like the most woeful and laughable lament ever heard.
¡Oh, flor de la caballería! Con un garrotazo acabaste la carrera de tus tan buen gastados años. ¡Oh, gloria de toda la Mancha! Y aún de todo el mundo, el cual, faltando tú, en él, quedará lleno de malhechores.
Con las voces y gemidos de Sancho, revivió Don Quijote, y la primer palabra que dijo fue:
He who lives separated from you, dulcísima Dulcinea, has greater miseries to endure than these. Ayúdame, Sancho amigo, for I am not in a condition to press the saddle.
Eso haré yo de muy buena cara, señor mío. El cual, y volvamos a mi aldea, estos señores, y hecho esto, llevaremos a mi aldea.
Bien dices, Sancho. It will be wise to let the present malign influence of the stars to pass.
¿Qué les dijeron sus compañeros después de este incidente?
The procession proceeded on.
I beg Professor Sigüenza to let me know how Don Quixote did, whether he was cured of his locura or still suffered from it.
En fin, todos se dividieron y apartaron.
Yes. I left Profesora Sigüenza, Nicolás, Don Quixote, Sancho Panza, and the good Rocinante to themselves.
Acomodaron a Don Quijote sobre un haz de heno, y al cabo de 6 días llegaron a la aldea de Don Quijote.
The news was brought to me that my tío had come back all flaco y amarillo y tendido sobre un carro.
It was piteous to hear those cries.
She poured out fresh maledictions on those accursed libros de caballerías, all of which was renewed when she saw Don Quixote coming in at the gate.
We took him in and undressed him and laid him in his old bed. He stared at us mesmerized and couldn't figure out where he was.
I charged his niece to be very careful, to make her uncle comfortable, and to keep a watch over him, lest he should make his escape again, telling her what we had been obliged to do to bring him home.
Finalmente, ellos quedaron confusos y temerosos de que se habían de ver sin su amigo y tío, en el mismo punto que tuviese alguna mejoría. Y sí fue como ellos se lo imaginaron.
Y los que se pudieron leer y sacar en limpio fueron los que aquí pone el fidedigno autor de esta nueva y jamás vista historia. Estos fueron los versos que se pudieron leer.
Tienes noticia que lo ha hecho a costa de muchas vigilias y mucho trabajo, y que tiene intención a sacarlos a luz, con la esperanza de la tercera salida de Don Quijote.
David, my chats, you're still reading? Did you forget? We have a party to go to.
Oh.
Come on. Okay.